Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Pete Morgan and you're watching my Dare to Win save with AC Milan currently, third team in the save, and this is on FM23. You were with us last for the Juventus game. We lost 1-0 away, okay, which allowed Juventus to overtake us in the league by a point, and Inter. Both teams won to our defeat, so yeah. We then entertained Fiorentina at home, needing to win to keep our hopes alive. And we've been held to a 1-1 draw, which pretty much means that we've thrown away the league now. We're third place, 3 points off of pace, so we need 2 wins and we need them to slip up. We could then technically do it on goal difference, but I don't think we're in with a chance, are we? It's disappointing because we were 5 points clear half a dozen games ago, but as you can see, we've construed in the Serie to just throw it away. Very disappointing. But anyway, we're back today, Italian Cup final. Juventus, this isn't going to be easy. We're really struggling with injuries. Okay, we're getting them thick and fast again. Not sure why, what's changed, but suddenly everybody is falling down to injuries. Okay, so we've lost Geber suspended. We knew that from the last game. Okay, Koulibaly got injured in the 4th minute of the last game, of the Fiorentina game. Brought Lofmark on, who promptly got injured in like the 8th minute, so not sure what was going on there. Rodrigo then picked up an injury. It's just had all this in the same game, so it's not been great for us over the last few weeks with injuries and suspensions. So we are playing a weakened team today, I guess you'd say, even though it should still be good enough to win. It is Juventus. It could go either way. Like I've said before, you know, we had these battles with Blackburn and Liverpool where one team would beat the other team. There was no sort of dominance over each other, so we are due a win. I'm going to put Dokovic in goal today because although he's had a cracking season for us, Beckermanzi, he did drop the ball off a corner onto the striker's foot in the last game, which made it 1-1, which was disappointing. So anyway, Dokovic is in goal with Neto, Fontanarosa, Bolarud and Lacarenza across a back 4. Poldica, Pesci and Hernandez is the midfield trio, with Gallinetta now coming in for the injuries and Carvalho wide right and Ivanov up front. It's not been an easy ride the last half a dozen games. We're not playing as well as we can. Certainly not as well as you've seen us play. We're not fluid in our movements. We're not attacking well. Not really sure what's happened because we were ripping teams apart, and I mean, we beat Juventus 3-0 in the league earlier on in the season. We were absolutely on fire. We've struggled with Inter all season, in fairness. We've lost both games to Inter in the league. But yeah, we are... I thought we were going to win it this year. I really did. I thought we were good enough. We were looking good enough. We were beating Juventus, dominant in the league. 5 points clear was the biggest lead we've had. So yeah, it was a good lead. But yeah, unfortunately, somehow, we've managed to throw it away. So here we are then, it's a cup final. Juventus v Milan. And let's see how it goes. We've had a good development season, in fairness. Koulibaly and... we're no down right from the off. This is bad news. Yeah, as I was saying, we developed our wingers to be able to switch sides during the game, which they do regularly now. And they've both been scoring a lot of goals from that, but we've gone 1-0 down in the first 10 minutes. I'm going to have to encourage the guys. Things ain't looking good in Serie for us at the moment. I don't know, something's not quite clicking right. I don't know whether there's got to be a player that's... I don't know. Sometimes it's easy. It's the goalie sometimes, but I've got 2 good goalkeepers. They're not really accident prone. They play well most games, and the players, outfield players, there's nobody new. I don't make huge amounts of changes. So Carvalho, good cross now. Can he get it across? He has, and that about sums us up at the minute. Good opportunity. Scoop the ball wide. And then at the other end, second corner. Oh, we've managed to clear that one. Well, we haven't cleared it, have we? I thought we'd managed to ride that, and that's a good challenge by Gallinetta, the new boy. He's one that's in the squad, playing time as and when he can. trying learning his trade, and that's just awful. You know, we pride ourselves on our technical awareness and ability to play this formation, and we're just being torn apart by Juve. Now that's well cleared. And Neto gets in there and clears the ball. But we are under a little bit of sustained pressure here from Juventus, which isn't a good thing. They've cut us open again, middle of the goal. Cracking save by the keeper. And this is what I mean. Sometimes you can pin it down to a keeper that's making mistakes and costing you the game. It's not that. Back four, it's our usual back four or thereabouts. They rotate in and out. They're really good players. Yes, the centre halves are a little bit static, a little bit slow. I've gone for height and headerability, if you want to call it something, over pace. You know, I mean, when I come to the club, all our defenders was like 5'10", 5'11", which I've fizzled them out slowly and replaced them with much taller players, and that's a ball in behind, but we've covered that with Fontanarosa. Midfield, I think we've got a solid midfield now. We've got a little bit of rotation option there. And the midfield's been chipping in with plenty of goals, and our attacking players are scoring well. We're just, I don't know, we're just not able to win the big game. Maybe that's it. Maybe I've inadvertently signed players that aren't big game players, because when we were up against the teams that we need to get a result against, that you say were the biggest games of the season, that's when we're losing. We're not really winning the head-to-heads. When 3 points would have, like, beating Juventus would have meant we probably went on and won the league, you know, but we've thrown that away. And again, Champions League, we play teams like Inter in the Champions League, and we don't ever beat them. And here we are at half-time then in the Super Cup, we're 1-0 down. Disappointing, because until we come to Italy, we had quite a good record in finals and against big teams. Like I said, with Blackburn, we used to have some good old ding-dongs with Liverpool. We beat them 4-0, they beat us 5-0, you know, those sort of games. It wasn't ever one-sided. You didn't know which way the results were going to go, but here we are, we're in trouble here, and that's going to be a penalty. No, it's not. I thought that was going to be a penalty, but they don't need it, do they? They just rip us apart. This is disappointing. Don't know what to do, guys. The formation, it's not the formation. We've been ripping sides apart with this formation. I thought that should have been a penalty, in fairness, and they probably got their just deserves by then catching a set in the middle. Not a great start to the morning, peeps. 2-0 down in a cup final against Eddie Howe's Juventus. And Eddie Howe has been the bane of my life in this save, I have to be honest. He really has caused me some grief and stopped me going on and winning a lot more. And they're in behind us again. They've just ripped us apart and we're let off the hook there. I don't know why. We just haven't turned up, that. Just haven't turned up, and that's a penalty. Come on, referee, we'll have that. This could be our way back into the game, I expect. Not the way I wanted to win. Well, I mean, a win's a win. If we can get anything out of this game now, it's a miracle. But I'd have liked to have looked the part today rather than fizzle out. Not even over with a lovely penalty into the corner there with past the outstretched arms of the keeper. So that's a lifeline. It's 2-1. Whether we're going to be able to drag it back from this, I don't know. Oh, this is just criminal for a cup final. These sort of stats is just not really. We don't deserve anything. If we're not going to turn up and play, we don't deserve anything. And there you go. That's pretty much the icing on the cake for Juventus. They've handed us our butts today. They've beaten us in the league, and now they're showing the golfing ability. Well, that's near post. Well, Right, let's make some changes because this is just diabolical. 6-3 for a goalkeeper that's been paid. It's going to win goalkeeper of the season. Or possibly. He's got the highest rating of the goalkeepers in the league. You got Fontana, just been voted one of the best new gens. He's been phenomenal all season. So we're going to give Bossio that position. I'm going to take the new guy Boularud out, who's come in, been an ever-present with his ability. Then you've got Laccarenza, who's been a fantastic fullback all season. I've got nobody, unfortunately, left on the bench with injuries to replace him. Then you've got Paul Dika, 6.5. 6.2 for Gallinetta, the young lad that's come in. So that's going to go to Codogno. Ivanov's the only one, and Carvalho's the only two that have turned up today, isn't it? So we've got Hernandez is playing like a muppet. So that's going to be Urban on for him. And then take your pick. I would like to get rid of... Neto's playing a 6.9. Have I got another right back? I haven't, have I? So we do this. Gutted. Absolutely dead gutted. We've been... It's been a really disappointing end to the season. A season that promised so much. We've made the cup final again. We're going to lose this miserably. It's almost like we haven't taken part. And the new guys have come on and they're making a little bit of a difference. They're playing a little bit better than the ones we took off. And maybe I do need to completely shatter this team out. Or maybe it's time to retire after this season and do something different. Because the save is... It's been brilliant with... Don't get me wrong, the save's been absolutely fantastic with Blackburn and even with Hereford in the early days. And this is the only the third team. I'm about 71 or 72 game age now. Don't say I look it because... But we're just... I don't know. Maybe the save has fizzled out and it's time for something different. Not sure what. A rebuild or something like that, I guess. But... that's a silly free kick to give away there. And I think that's got to be the game. That's full time. We've lost yet again. This isn't the first time we've seen Juventus go up and take the award with us. Or do we do another season and try to balance the books? Don't want to watch the rest of this, guys, I'm afraid. Keep trying to make me watch it, but I don't want to. Absolutely smashed in the final. We're not going to win the league, so we'll be back for Sampdoria to wrap up this season. Welcome back. Since you were last with us, then we lost 1-0 to Lazio. Inter drew, Juventus won, which pretty much wraps up the league. Okay, the best we can finish now is third. Big news, I've made the decision to resign at the end of the season, and that is going to end this series. So that'll be the end of the Dare to Win series for this version of the game. Not sure what we're going to do yet. A couple of ideas floating around, but we're back today against Sampdoria at home. We still haven't secured European Cup proper, so that's the target today. Guber is suspended again. We've had more injuries. I don't know if he's fit. No, he's out, so Hernandez has to come out. That's going to be Urban. But as you can see, we've been hammered with injuries tail end of the season. That's not the reason we haven't won the league or won the cup. We're just not playing well. These were all green 4 or 5 weeks ago. You know, the team aren't playing anywhere near like they were earlier in the season. Not sure why. There's not really any reason for that I can see. I mean, the formation hasn't changed, the tactics haven't changed. The only thing I think is games are coming thick and fast. They're getting lots of rests in between games, so maybe the training has had an effect on the team. I don't know. But anyway, it's the last game. I'd like to go out with a win. We've had a cracking save with Blackburn. Started with Hereford, we got them into the second division. We then went to Blackburn and we started in a championship, finished mid-table first season, promoted to the Premiership second season, and then we won 3 premierships on the trot. We won the European Cup. We won 4 Carabao Cups, I think it was, on the trot. We won everything we could. We had a season where we won 5 trophies, quadruple or something is it called. We won everything. We won Community Shields, we won FA Cups, League Cups, or Carabao Cups as it's called these days. So yeah, it was a good part of the save. Then wanted to change, come to AC Milan. Don't get me wrong, I've thoroughly enjoyed. I'd never managed a team in Italy before this save, so I've wanted a nice change, a nice challenge. This has been a challenge. First season we won the Italian Cup, and I thought, hey, we're on to something here, but it just hasn't developed. The club's never got any money. Okay, they always give us 30 or 40 million in January, but we've missed a penalty. But it just doesn't compete with Juventus and Inter, okay, who are absolutely... They've been there every season that we've been here. Those are the 2 teams that have really stopped us, and that sums us up. Open goal there, and we couldn't take it. And that's how our season is fizzling out, unfortunately. And like I said, if we don't win today, the chances are we have to go through... Well, we don't, because I won't be here, but they will have to go through qualification next year for the Champions League, which is the worst performance since I've been here. I've tried everything I think of. I don't want to change tactics again. I've changed it already this season to try and get us back on course, which it did. And now Coli's got an injury, so I'm going to have to take him off. Bossio's back in the back 4 today because they just weren't playing very well, the 2 centre-halves. So we've dropped Bossio with a little bit more pace back into the back 4. He was initially bought to play there, and then I came up with this wizardry idea that he could make the step up into defensive midfield, which he can. And that isn't the reason we haven't done well, because we carried on totally dominating the league week in, week out. And the Champions League for that matter. We beat Real Madrid, we've beaten Bayern Munich, we've beaten a lot of big teams in the Champions League. And just to put it on balance, Inter, and that's a cracking finish by Carvalho. So while that's being celebrated, I'm quickly going to get Ercole off. He's injured, there's no point running him into the ground, even though we won't be here next season. Just to put things into perspective, Inter are going to finish second in this league and have been an impossible team for us to beat this season, because they've been far better than us. They were knocked out of Europe by Newcastle 6-0 on aggregate. So that's the gulf between Italy and English Premier League. Just disappointing. And then I noticed this year on the next gen, most of the top players, whether it's because I've been playing the league so long, and I don't know, but nearly all of the next gen players are Liverpool, Man City, and that's a red card, surely. Yeah, there's like 2 players at Liverpool, 2 players at Man City to every player that might be at another club. Most of the top players, even in the world top 50 players, the majority of them are all in the Premier League, which, fair play to the Premier League, it's like that in real life, isn't it? Well, until the Saudi League has popped up, but they're taking all our old has-beens, aren't they? They're not taking any new up-and-coming talent. So we're 1-0 up. They're down to 10 men, so we should win this and secure qualification into the Champions League. I have resigned at the end of the season. Okay, I have already done the business that I'm resigning at the end of the season, and that is going to be it. There's no other club. There's nothing else. It will be just resignation and walk away. It's been a cracking save. I've thoroughly enjoyed doing it. It's the first time I've ever done anything like this, and I've got to be honest, it's made a difference. It's made me a better player, I think, because you have to focus more on what you're doing. You have to, other than coming out here and looking a complete fool, which I probably do anyway, but hopefully not through my gaming, just through my own inability to do this sort of thing. I've enjoyed it, and that's all that matters. It's not about anything else. It's about getting enjoyment in the game you play, isn't it? And I get so much more from it by doing these videos. And even if nobody was watching them, which not many are at the moment, it doesn't really bother me. It's fun, it's a hobby, and I'm enjoying it. So we've gone 2-0 up while I was nattering away. Are they going to give it offside? No, they've given a goal, even though he looked offside. That's fine. So we're 2-0 up. We're actually playing a little bit better today than we have in the previous weeks. It's probably because they've seen I'm retiring. So we're going to make our final set of substitutions here. So we are going to bring a few on just to wind it up. People that I'd like to give a final run out to. And I'd like to finish off with Bossio playing the central midfield role. Pesci, been good, but I'd like to give... Where is he? Oh, he's already in because of injuries. That's how great it is. So we're going to give Racy a run out because he's been good for us. Galanet is off. I'm going to give Codogno that because he started there for me. Ivanov's up front. That's pretty much it. Ercoli's been taken off. That's the 5. And this is our last 20 minutes of the save, gentlemen. And ladies, because it's a ladies' game now as well. And it's a good job we're winning because Napoli were going to stop us qualifying if I hadn't. So we should finish 3rd. Like I said, at one stage we were like 15 points. That's how bad our running's been. We were 15 points clear of Roma, and now they could overtake us today if we lost and they won. So that was the end. That's it. We're playing no more. Good win to finish with. Disappointed. I thought we had much better, and there you go. We finished 3rd, and like I said, we were 15 points clear of Napoli at one stage. You know, and like 19 points clear. That this hasn't really changed a lot, but this is a disappointing bit. 5 points clear with like 6 games to go, and we finished up 6 points adrift. So Juventus have won the title again. We'll have a quick look at... I mean, none of this really matters now. We're going to have a quick look at my history, just because it's part of the save. I've actually got a 65% winning record at AC Milan, which isn't bad. I don't think. 1 cup win, no league wins. But as you can see then, as you come down, 59% winning record overall. We've had 3 promotions, 4 league wins. One was a championship, 3 was a Premier, and 11 cups. So it's not been a bad save overall. But as you can see, 71 game years old. I think I'm going to have to start at about 10 years younger than what I actually am on the next one. We've actually managed, does that come into this one I expect, doesn't it? Actually managed to earn 17.25 million for this season, and the job is to, there you go. I mean, we were Blackburn for a decade, won the championship there, then came up, won the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, Premier Division, Champions League, Community Shield, Super Cup, Carabao Cup, Premier Division again, English Community Shield, English Premier League, and then we came here, and it's been a struggle with Milan. It's been enjoyable, but it's been tough. But yeah, if anybody wants to take on a good challenge, Milan's probably the team. Finance-wise, the only debt we've got is the changing rooms that we've just done. Other than that, we've updated the youth and the training this season, so that's the only reason we've got debt. Other than that, finance-wise, we've left the club in a good place. £500,000 in the banks. They've given us a £60 million budget for next season, and that's what I mean. That's my transfer budget for next season. It's not great. Wage budget's okay. Can't argue with the wage budget. You know, we're well under that with 300k in the bank spare. But yeah, we've had a good season, and we've lost 27 million. You know, we're not making money, and I don't understand why. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. I've had great fun making this series. I've got to come up with something else now. I've got a couple of ideas, not really sure what it's going to be. But thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time with something new. Take care. Don't forget to leave us a like. Don't forget to hit subscribe if you've enjoyed it. And we'll see you next time. Thank you very much.